So here's exactly what will happen, right? About 5 years, that's the time frame I'm giving it. All of the methods that tighten up practices, everything we preach, will become a golden standard for fitness, right? And the reason I am so confident that will happen is because of nutrition. The further along education goes, okay, with fitness minded people, health minded people, the more education that's out there with nutrition, which is happening more and more and more, thankfully, every year, the more woke people will become with fitness and realizing that exercise selection was never in control. Okay, all of your running, your treadmill stuff, and your cardio, and your 45-minute HIIT classes, and all that stuff was never in control of building muscle or burning fat. Okay, in fact, those items per hour rank very low on the totem pole. But only after nutrition education comes in will people be privy to that. Will they know what that is? Calories were always the driver behind the wheel, where a calorie surplus is where you'll be able to grow size and grow muscle. Deficit will be able to burn fat. The selection of exercise is simply the accelerator. Now, if we take deadlifts, for example, per hour, burn far more than any running event you could ever do. If we were to take deadlifts, they also cause more muscular damage. They help you recruit more muscle fibers. They are far more taxing on the body. Therefore, the body spends more time recovering because of all of that muscular damage. Now, the more muscle you hold, the faster your metabolism, the more calories you burn at rest. So if you're in a calorie deficit, the deadlift rapidly accelerates that method and that goal. If you want to build muscle, the same exact thing happens with deadlifts. Your body is trying desperately to recruit more muscle fibers, which, if you're applying a calorie surplus, will gain you a bunch of muscle because it's working so many areas all at once because it's a compound movement. So whether your goal is to get lean, shrink down, burn fat, get smaller, get bigger, gain more muscle, once you figure out that calories are in control and the exercise selection has to be the biggest bang for your buck because it's simply pushing the pedal down of the option you choose, only then will people become woke and say, okay, fat burning was never about the cardio I was doing. It was never about the treadmill. It was never about what heart rate zone I sat in. It was never for the fact that I was doing an hour, 45 minutes of HIIT straight. It was never because I was doing sit-ups. It was always the nutrition. It was always calories. But while you know that, and when you're awake, and when you finally figure that out, doesn't it make sense to apply the lifts that give you the most bang for your buck? Deadlift, bench press, squat, overhead press, one arm row, pull-ups. They're simply accelerating your goal. It will make perfect sense once everyone becomes woke to nutrition and once they've put these pieces together. And sooner or later, that's the time frame I'm giving it, 5 years will be common knowledge. All your myths will go away, all the trends, the fads, the keto diet, the low carb diet, the no carb diet, all of those things, the cardio burning, all that stuff will become obsolete because people are going to realize those were never the deciding factors anyway. It was never what was in control. It was never what was providing anything for you except forcing you to do more and more and more of it as your body adapted. Okay? There it is. Let's see what happens in 5 years.